If you're heading to Bergen, Norway, I've got you covered with all the best things to do over a few days. From exploring the city's top spots to an epic fjord adventure outside the city.
I'm Jo, your mid-range travel expert. Let's go.
If you're planning a trip to Bergen, then you know about the old town, the beautiful old buildings, and that is definitely the top thing to do on the list. The Bryggen Wharf, or Bryggen Wharf, how do you say it? Let me know in the comments below. So the Bryggen Wharf is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The area is full of cute, cozy shops, nice cafes, and just a world of history. There's tons of souvenir shops, and Norway does specialize in trolls, so definitely check those out. My mom and I had a great time going into all the different troll shops and even picked one up. It was a bride and groom, and we even brought that to our wedding in Mexico. The trolls give you that little bit of Norwegian folklore that is just so magical. One of those cafes that I went to at the Bryggen Wharf was Kaf Kafe, and they had brown cheese. Brown cheese is caramelly, cheesy, rich in flavor, and it's paired with jam, sour cream, and generally served on like a waffle or a pancake. We got to try brown cheese at a few different places during our trip to Norway, and that's at the hotel breakfast buffets. We got to have it every single morning, and it was covered in the cost of our overnight hotel room. But something about having it at this beautiful UNESCO World Heritage Site with the people walking by and the old buildings just really made it special. And the food was so good. And while we're on the topic of food, did you know you can do reindeer hot dogs? I love hot dogs. So obviously I had to try this one. One of the best places to go is Trekroneren. I'm definitely not saying that correctly, but that is one of the big places that I saw on TripAdvisor and so many of the other websites. I asked them to make it the classic way, which is with mustard, some sort of berry jam, and crispy onions. I enjoyed. It definitely doesn't top the Icelandic hot dog, but it was something cool to try, and I highly suggest that you do too. Next up, taking a look down at Bergen. There's two different ways that you can do this. The first one I actually did, which is the Floibanen Funicular. It's a quick ride up the mountain. I do suggest waiting a few times if you need to sit in the front. It was such an awesome experience. My mom and I rode it in the front going up, and we also made sure to go in the front when we were going down. While you're up there, you can just see the vast expanse of Bergen. So you can see the cute city below and the fjords from miles away. Now, if you're feeling adventurous or really active, you can hike up the mountain or you can walk down. The other option is taking a cable car, and that is Mount Ulriken Cable Car. Can't say the words properly, so I'm trying my best. I will have links below in the description about many of the activities that you can do. This cable car also gives you tons of amazing views, and you can hike up that mountain as well. Again, a little too adventurous for me, but might be a great workout for somebody. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you are a mid-range traveler. The next thing is taking a look at the Bergen Fish Market. This is so close to the Old Town Bergen, so something you should really check out. There's lots of restaurants, but tons of souvenirs that you can take home. I took home some reindeer, whale, and elk sausage. Whale sausage was actually my favorite. It was kind of like regular pork sausage with a slight hint of seafood. It was awesome, and it was nice to share it with my friends and family when I got home. There's tons of restaurants here as well. We didn't end up eating here. My mom is not a big seafood person. The fish market's also open super late, so we were there during the summer, and I think they were out there till after 9 o'clock. Close by the Bryggen Wharf is also the Bergen Fortress. I did not actually get a chance to go to this, and I didn't even know it existed. So here's my hint to you. Check it out. It's one of the oldest stone fortresses in all of Norway. It's a great way to dive into Bergen's Viking history, and it's free entry. Bergen is such a walkable town. So there's different shopping that you can do. There's great restaurants. We went to this really cool restaurant called Pingvinen. It was penguin themed inside, and the food there was actually extremely reasonably priced. It was our favorite meal in Bergen. Now for the top thing to do in Bergen is getting out of town. And these are going to be your fjord tours, which you absolutely need to put on your list. There's two main different kinds. There's an all-day version, or there's a half-day / 4-hour version. I went on the 11-hour version, and I wouldn't have changed a thing. Again, check the links out in the description for the fjord tours as well as the cable car. So our day started out on a very nice luxury bus. They picked us up right outside of our hotel. Our first major stop was a waterfall. Again, I can't really say it. Tvendefossen waterfall? Tvendefosse waterfall. I tried my best. This is a beautiful cascading waterfall that's actually like on the side of the road. Next, we went to Voss. This one takes a little bit of luck, but we went to the Mirror Lake. It was unbelievable. It's a tranquil spot where the water sits so still and it reflects the mountains surrounding the lake. One of the things our driver did remind us was that if there was a lot of wind, that the lake wouldn't be sitting so still. Next was, again, I'm gonna butcher the name of this, gorgeous. The Steg Gastein viewpoint overlooks the Arlands Fjords. It was the most breathtaking view I have ever seen. It really did take my breath away. You're 650 meters above the fjord. It was just something that I wish we got to spend more time in. I will say though, it was quite scary. The road was only like a one-way road and there were buses, cars, and so everyone kind of had to maneuver their way up the road. But if you're not driving, it does make it a little bit more comforting because these people do it every single day. Then we stopped in Fløyen. This was a super cute village where we were able to get some lunch and relax, and actually there was a cruise ship in town. It was fun to see a giant cruise ship, which by the way, soon all major cruise ship lines will be banned from going into the fjords in Norway. So if you plan on doing like a longer cruise, you might want to book that sooner rather than later. Then we hopped on our little cruise boat, which was electric powered. Again, I'm gonna butcher how to say this, Fjords, and this is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's a 2-hour cruise where you're going around the narrow fjord where you're seeing all the waterfalls cascading into the water, and they're so tall. You really realize how small you are when you're in this fjord and the mountains are just so high next to you and you're in the bottom on the water. It was my favorite part of the entire Norwegian trip and the reason why I actually went. We ended our cruise in Gudvangen. There is a Viking village that you can pay to see. We didn't end up visiting the Viking village because we were a little strapped on time, but definitely something cute if your fjord tour gets to the port a little bit sooner. You ended up in your van heading back and it was very comfortable. Everyone basically slept on the way back, and it wasn't like this giant coach bus where there's like 80 people. So it was very nice, and the tour was so simple to do with about the 20 people who were on it. If you don't have the 11 hours to commit to a fjord tour like this, there is another option. There's a 4-hour option. You go along the Mosterman Strait and you go to the Osterfjord, and that is a really great option and not a huge time commitment. One of my favorite things about going on these type of fjord tours is that the boats are electric. When you're out on the fjord, you can just smell the fresh air at the end of each day. One of my favorite things to do was walking along the harbor and seeing the sunset. It ended up being kind of late, like 11 p.m. late, but Mom and I would walk around and just take in the beauty and just so happy that we got a chance to see one of these beautiful places. Thanks for joining me on this mid-range Bergen travel guide. I hope you found this helpful. And if you did, give the video a like and give the channel a subscribe. See you next time. Bye.